personalities. So absolutely, Drew.
So here we go. A women's semifinal. Brascia in the near court, Lea Jansen in the far court.
And Jansen flying forward the first chance she got. The cool thing about pickleball now, though, Drew, is last night I played with Jace, who's a 13-year-old, does a lot around here at Bell Bank Park. I asked him if he ever played tennis before. He said no. So we're going to have a ton of those types of players. They're pickleball. And I've done interviews where I've talked about that. Like, yes, we talk about the tennis players coming to pickleball. Well, now it's just going to be the pickleball kids. And it's going to be awesome to see what they bring to the sport.
Going to be a completely new era of this great sport as Brascia right down the line.
I can overrule that. Call stands.
And you see a very different approach to the cold. Jansen's going
3-0.
Sleeveless, and Mary Brascia's got her MLP hard eights full hoodie on.
And Brascia with a big time shot. So you just come off the biggest win of your pickleball career. Right now your confidence has got to be sky high.
Yeah, she played terrific. You know, she's won some tournaments, so I don't know if she'd agree with you, Drew, but certainly in 2023 is a tremendous win for Mary. And now it's like we said before this match started, can she stack a couple of these in a row and get to play on Sunday?
Side out.
Just misses.
3-1.
Lea Jansen driving forward and putting one away.
Yeah, and you know, styles make a matchup, and this is going to be a battle of can Mary find those passing shots to beat Lea, who's going to be at that kitchen line all day long.
Point. Timeout. 5-1.
And timeout called. Mary Brascia trying to slow down this Jansen freight train.
It's chilly here tonight, so thank you to everybody that makes this tour happen.
Point.
Tough miss there, and the question now is, it looks like Matthias bailed. So, you know, and I'm not blaming him. I thought he did a great job of coaching Mary in the last match. But who she got sitting over there helping her through this one?
Point.
And this looks a lot like her quarterfinal, does it not, Drew? Way behind, got run over, and lost the first 4 points of game 2. So that's what I'd be telling her. Like, hey, you just trying to run this back the exact same way?
Yep.
7-1.
7-1 lead for Lea Jansen, number 3 seed.
Point.
Annalie Waters' stiffest competition over the past year in women's singles. Another winner to make it 8-1.
8-1.
Jansen with a tremendous cross quarter.
Point. Point. Correction.
Yeah, that was well inside the line, and Jansen looks as comfortable as you can ever be there. And the only bad news for her is after hitting that gorgeous curling backhand, the ball went underneath the stands.
9-1.
New ball in play.
Point.
Brascia once again hits it into the net. So 10-1 for Lea Jansen. You know, a couple of weeks ago I saw something I don't see often.
Off that 0-2 paddle from Selkirk. What does she need to do to get that dialed back in?
Side out.
Timeout effective for Mary Brascia. Let's see if she can put some points on the board.
110. Point.
There's one.
Yeah, and Brascia stood a good 3 feet behind the baseline to serve there, and will do it again. This is a unique position, so she can really take a crack at it and keep it in the court.
Side out.
Brascia hits wide.
The only challenge with that is then you've got to get up to the kitchen line, excuse me, to the baseline to be able to step in and hit a good pass.
10-2.
Another game point here for Lea. And that's going to land out.
Point.
So
Game,
Lea Jansen,
11-2.
11-2.
Switch ends.
Carvana, Arizona
Game two.
Grand Slam presented by Hyundai.
0-0.
Women's singles, Mary Brascia taking on Lea Jansen. Jansen taking game one rather easily.
Point.
And that is in.
Desperately needed, and I think, you know, I don't love getting down 4-0 like she did in the second game against Parento after dropping the first. So getting that first point's got to be good for confidence. But Jansen coming forward is working.
Side out now to Lea Jansen.
0-1.
Remember watching Lea Jansen a couple years ago come into the game of pickleball. Very raw, talented but raw. Dave, we're watching her now. She looks like she's got great command.
1-1.
You can tell too she's really doing it in the workout area as well.
Yeah, and one of the best students and strategists in the game. I mean, this is
Side out.
that's why she's one of the best players in the world, and not just singles. The full complement of doubles and mixed, and has found that happy place with Elise Jones. We'll see if they can keep that going on Saturday.
Got to mention our officials for this match. Howard Hepworth is our lead official. Carol Manifold, Onisha Smith, and Linda Kirkpatrick
1-1.
with us here on the truck.
Yep, if we get to replay, Linda will have that on her shoulders.
Side out.
And when Brascia was making her comeback, every ball like that, run around it and pull it down inside in to the forehand, was an inch inside the line. Now it's a foot wide, so just hasn't found the range here in the colder conditions.
Side out.
Jansen mishits. Both players trading side outs here to start game two.
One. Side out.
Yeah, again, if I'm Jansen, just, you know, Brascia has so much danger in that paddle that I don't want to give her a chance. I want to take her out in two, go get into the warmth.
Oh, beautiful from Brascia.
Side out.
Nice job of holding the two-handed backhand. What I mean by that is make Jansen commit, and she slid just a little to the right to cover the forehand.
1-1.
And beautiful ball from Brascia. Let's see if that gets her going.
Brascia with a big put away. A little momentum now.
Yeah, and those swinging topspin volleys are her signature shots, and they had Parento pushed all over the court earlier today.
2-1. Side out.
Just wide from Brascia there.
1-2. Side out.
And again, players that like to have swinging topspin volleys, that's much harder to do on a lower ball. A higher ball, you can create an angle from spin. Some of the time you have to choose it from paddle position, but Mary chooses it from spin.
Side out.
Another side out coming up. Dave, I've covered college sports for about 25 years. Had to look up Biola University, wonder where it was. Southern California, the alma mater of Mary Brascia.
Yes, California girl in the cold here.
Side out.
Jansen audibly frustrated with that miss right there.
2-1.
Oh, great point from both players. Jansen says it's just wide, though.
Side out.
Just misses wide
Side
there.
1-2. Point.
And that's in.
So Jansen been stuck on one forever. So let's see if she can get a little something going.
2-2.
Lea Jansen going to Washington State University. That ball skims off the net. It lands out.
Yeah, that was going to beat Lea Jansen, but just kissed off the net, and that spin pushes it wide. These two have only played one time. They played for bronze at the PPA Takea Showcase back in November, and Jansen won that one.
And that just long from Lea. Side out going to Mary Brascia. Jansen a 3-2 lead.
Yeah, that score back in basically one of places Mary's very comfortable playing there in Newport Beach. I was 11-8, 13-11 Jansen, so a very tight match for a bronze medal.
Some nice ground strokes from Brascia that time.
Yeah, and I think the more she's on this court in these conditions, the more she'll find, how do I need to shape the ball? That is a very hot paddle, and I mean by that pace. It doesn't have tons of grabs, so she's got to find how not to make sure that slides off the paddle.
Took her a little time to warm up, but Mary Brascia getting some things done right now on championship court.
Yeah, now even rolling up the sleeves, just everything just a little more comfortable over there. All of that matters too. Just the feel of that paddle in your cold hand.
Oh, how about Lea Jansen stretching out? That's where that reach comes into play.
No doubt, because we saw Brascia blow a couple of those right past Catherine Parento earlier, who wasn't able to stretch out and cover that. That's a great volley from Jansen. See Lea go through her 3-point ritual, cross herself, be ready to play.
Oh, another winner. Side out going to Mary Brascia. She has come up with some big ones in this game.
Let's see, Drew. About 3.5 hours ago, I saw those very same balls going past the French-Canadian Catherine Parento.
And Jansen misfires.
Timeout receiver, 5-3.
And she'll call timeout here in game number 2. It's been a day of upsets. Catherine Parento going down earlier, and Ben John's upset by Federico Staksrud in our last match.
Point.
I mean, unbelievable. These are smallest of margin windows to get it by the outstretched paddle of Lea Jansen, and Brascia is now finding it.
6-3.
I mean, those strokes have got some bite on them, don't they?
They do, and before they were just biting the net, which was the big problem for her, but again, now has found the range.
Side out.
That one hits the guaranteed rate sign.
Yeah, just stepped into that. I mean, I like the swing, just didn't make it. So you see Jansen trying to get herself going here.
3-7.
Annalie Waters has advanced to Championship Sunday. Who is going to join her, Jansen or Brascia?
Point.
So that's the risk of the two-handed backhand roll volley. If you hit up and through it too much, that topspin will
4-7.
hit an apex and push it deep.
Point.
Much smarter approach from Jansen as you hear her urging herself on. Don't give Mary any angles. Come in straight ahead. Put that ball in the middle of the court.
5-7.
Jansen into the net. Wanted that one back here. Side out to Brascia.
Nice job by Brascia, being very aggressive with the return there.
7-5.
And that one's not coming back. Brascia again applying the pressure. She has got Lea right now backpedaling.
And the footwork was the crucial part of that. Ran around her backhand, which puts you in a deep problem if you don't find a precise target. She drilled it into the corner for the winner.
Oh, off the net, Jansen able to recover.
Why was she able to do that, Drew? Because her paddle's up. So her paddle's up, and she's able to watch as she comes in. That paddle's up front and ready and can easily adjust there. If you don't have your paddle ready, you're going to look like a spaz, and you'll probably miss that ball. Boy, baseline to baseline there on the serve and return.
Just about to say, is that something you can work on in drilling, or just a matter of just having that paddle in striking range at all times?
Well, that's where it should be anyway, as your opponent is going to strike the ball. But sometimes people have that a little low or not in the best position. Jansen, one of the best at being ready. I do not know how to practice net chords, though. So
would be tough.
Yeah. Just work on your hand speed, and then if that's up, if it goes off the net. I think it's patience there. Most of the time that slows the ball down, so you just have to take your time with that.
Point.
Just wide. Lea Jansen, another point. She's now within 2.
Timeout receiver.
Mary Brascia slowing this game down, calling timeouts at just the right times.
All of the hardworking staff who makes this all happen. I'm wearing Fila right now myself.
And Mary Brascia continues, and Lea Jansen comes up gimpy this time.
And again, the cold, and you feel everything just a little more. On a bad step just goes through your whole body. It looks like she's just fine, though.
Is it on the line? It is.
Do I have a timeout?
Yes.
Timeout.
Timeout receiver. 9-6.
Lea Jansen calls an immediate timeout, sensing it getting away from her just a bit here in game 2.
Yeah, she scrapped it back, and she's got a game. And then another one to finish off here, though, first against a very good Lea Jansen. And my goodness. Well, Lea, you asked if you had a timeout. You didn't ask if you have timeout and a good luck charm, but worked out well.
Could not have worked out better for the number 3 seed. And off on the serve. Serves it long, and now Brascia 2 points away from it, extending to a game 3. Oh, she's done that all game long.
She has, and Jansen's got to make a better. We talked a lot in the last match about that fourth ball, or that first volley as you come forward as the receiver. That's got to be in a more difficult position.
Side out.
Just missed from Brascia right there.
Six, 10. Point.
Jansen going to draw closer here.
And Jansen knows she's going to get passed by a player of Mary's quality, but going forward is the way to go, and the challenge is make it difficult on her to pass and put the pressure on her.
Well, Jansen upset herself that time.
And Mary flipped the script there, came in, made Jansen come up with something, and unable to do so.
10-7.
Oh, Brascia once again
Brascia
takes it. 11-7, game number 2. Dave, big point after big point. She has proven something here in Mesa.
Well, I'd say, wow, I can't believe she was able to do that, Drew. I'm so surprised, except you think you've got to go to
there is Lea Jansen starting things off.
It's an important start for her because Brascia just played flawlessly in the first game. And again, we know from hearing from the players, there's more pace coming from the side that Jansen's coming from. So is this a side kind of a thing here?
1-0.
Brascia can't come up with that one.
That might have been deep from the height that she struck it and from where she struck it, but if you let that bounce, you know you're in trouble. So might have wanted to let that bounce. So that's a really tough overhead.
Can't redirect that one. It goes wide. Jansen out to the 3-0 start here in game 3.
Yep, and Mary having a little chat with herself back at the baseline.
3-0.
Brascia comes up, sets it up with the drop shot. Jansen just a shot better.
Yeah, didn't do enough with the backhand volley, and if you prefer the two-handed swinging roll volley and you're extended, you can't get your left hand on that to get the energy and the pace. And it's what I was used to doing. They were like, oh, you can't do that for so many reasons. So then you got to learn the angles, or even though it looks the same, it's not at all. Oh, no. Perfectly played point for Brascia out of the timeout. And, you know, I think, you hear Ben talk a lot about the new shots that are just still to be developed and learned, and strategies. And that's what's so fun. We're truly in our infancy, even though this game was invented in 1965. And Lea Jansen's painting lines, and it's 6-0.
Time in. 6-0.
Yeah, hasn't lost a point since she went to the new outfit.
And that'll get her thinking. Side out to Brascia. What does she have to do to get back in this match, Dave?
Not lose her aggressiveness, and then just find that pinpoint accuracy and remind herself, hey, I won 11-7 on this side. I'm just fine.
Couple errors from Jansen certainly would help the cause of Brascia.
Yeah, you heard Jansen complaining to herself, put the ball away. She had a forehand that was up and kissed it right back to Brascia.
That's just out.
Those were the ones that were made in game 2.
6-1.
And Brascia, does that graze the line? I don't think so.
No, just a bit wide. So 2 passes in a row just missed. Jansen again smart, going for the big serve, and then her approach is in the middle of the court.
7-1.
Consistent, stay on that strategy.
Jansen, big winner. And now she is closing in, Dave.
Yes, and if Brascia comes in, you want to make her hit a reaching one-handed backhand volley where you know she won't get a lot on it because she likes to roll it with that left hand. So really smart
8-1.
strategy being executed flawlessly here by Jansen.
And Jansen that time hits it out.
Yeah, it looks like you get your feet there, but you've got to commit to the shot again. Drive that left hand through it down the line. Ball did not do it, so Brascia's got to go now.
Steep hill to climb here in game 3 for Mary Brascia. Needs a little help there, and is it in? I think so.
That's what we saw, 4 or 5 on the run. She does a great job of having that paddle in the strike position so you don't have to pull it back at the last second. Oh, no.
Side out.
Tough time for that to happen.
8-2.
Tell you what, Brascia's got some kind of swing.
Did you see it? Ref?
I can't overrule it.
Oh, no, it's quiet.
Timeout, referee timeout. Ms. Brascia is challenging the out call. Video review,
Call's
the
gonna
call
be
was
Howard.
overturned. The ball was in. It results in side out. Ms. Brascia serving at 2-8.
So the referees saw the same thing we did, Drew.
Time in. 2-8.
See if Mary Brascia can take advantage of it. And that's going to sail just long. Dave, you mentioned Dekel Bar. Much anticipated return to the PPA Tour.
Yeah, I can't wait to see it with Megan Fudge,
8-2.
terrific player, and then AJ Kohler on Saturday. So great storyline to follow.
Point.
Into the net from Brascia. Jansen's going to score again. I think it was Dekel Bar and Adam Stone winning in Vegas in 2021, the
Yes.
last time that someone other than
9-2.
Riley Newman or Ben Johns did not win in men's doubles.
That is correct. Wow, great hands.
Oh, well done, Mary.
I'm not surprised by that. If you haven't seen the merry-go-round shot that Mary Brascia pulled off last year, look that up. It's a shot that I've never seen and you will never see. It's
2-9.
impossible to describe, but look up the merry-go-round. Her hands are fantastic. But she's got to find a bunch of passing
Side
shots
out.
and just can't do it right now. Yeah, and that streak of Ben or Riley being on the winning side for that long is unbelievable. See if somebody can crack that here this
9-2.
weekend. We've had our share of upsets already today on Thursday.
9-2 in favor of Jansen. And that
Point.
sent just long. So now Lea Jansen has match point, a chance to advance to Championship Sunday.
Yeah, wants another crack at
10-2.
Anna Leigh Waters. Can she finish it off?
Let reserve. Ten two. Side out.
Lea's gonna have to play a little bit longer here to get this done. Mary Brascia, what a day she has had.
2-10.
Definitely impressed here in Mesa. Her work's not done, Dave.
That's a tremendous point from Mary Brascia because Jansen lob City on the line. But Brascia hangs in there.
3-10. Point.
Now 2 points in a row. Lea Jansen trying to
4-10.
calm herself down here. Brascia shanks
Side
it.
out.
And she looks up at the top of the roof. Can't believe it because she really stepped into a great serve and had a good look at a forehand to drive into the backhand side. She's going to win that point if she makes that.
10-4.
Here we go, match point once again for Lea. Oh, Brascia once
Side
again,
out.
Dave, that devastating backhand.
Yeah, it's heavy and it's dipping. Can she find about 5 more of those, though?
4-10.
I really like her demeanor on the
Timeout,
court,
receiver,
staying
5-10.
calm through adversity. Just keep on playing until something good happens. And right now, Brascia with some momentum here in game 3.
Yeah, she fended off 2 match points against. And, you know, always, I mean, this is a positive player. You see Jocelyn DeVilliers there. He hasn't played forever. He and James Ignatowicz have been waiting for a long time to get to their semi as the matchups were put out there on the schedule. Their semi was put last, but who knew it would be this long? So they really are going to have to find it. If I'm Mary Brascia, I'm cracking a serve and hitting my best passing shot here, and you got to just make Lea beat you.
Talked about too the great siblings on the PPA tour. We've got Ben and Colin. We've got Maggie now and Mary.
Yes.
We've got Riley and Lindsay.
Love it. And of course Anna Lee and Lee playing together until Lee's injury. But a lot of family affairs here. Thomas Wilson and AJ Kohler are cousins.
And Mary not slowing down anytime soon. It's 10-6, making this interesting.
Yeah, I mentioned she needed to hit 5 backhands. Well, she's at 2.
6-10.
Oh.
Side out.
The forehand betrayed her again, and she got the exact same ball with the exact same opportunity. Just went too much inside out. Just hard down the line would have been perfect. So a match point at 2, a match point at 4. Here's a match point at 6.
Oh, Jansen watches that one hit just inside the line. Mary Brascia extends.
And she thought she missed her return. I mean, it barely skimmed over, and she had the wherewithal to go, okay, we're still playing.
6-10.
This is getting real dicey.
If you have stayed with us tonight on the Tennis Channel app and on YouTube, you've seen some awesome singles pickleball.
No doubt, and that was the same ball she's gotten 2 other times that she sprayed wide, just hit through that one. 5 in a row for Brascia.
Called out, side out.
Once again.
Yes, you can.
And Brascia wants to challenge again.
Okay.
Like to do that? Miss Brascia is challenging the out call in the previous rally. The out call puts us at 8-10. Excuse me, at side out. Miss Brascia loses a timeout. She has no video challenges or timeouts remaining. Side out. Miss Jansen serving at 10-2.
And the
10-7.
we have everything except a Onyx Dura Fast 40 here. Drew has had to track one down, and
Miss Jansen.
Jocelyn de Villiers was kind enough to pick one out and threw one into play that Lea immediately discards.
So Lea Jansen, another chance here at match point.
10-7.
Mary Brascia cannot return it, and that finally does it. Lea Jansen